Good evening, everyone. Today's topic is Asset-Lite model, business model. So, in last couple of years, Asset-Lite model has become very, very popular. Uber is a good example of Asset-Lite model. There are many other examples where Asset-Lite model means the company does not own the main product. They are just facilitating between the matchmaker. They are playing a matchmaker role. Another example of that is Airbnb. Airbnb does not have its own facilities where people can stay, but they are matchmakers. They just, or you can say, they are demand aggregators. Okay. So they bring demand to the market. They aggregate the total demand and then they distribute effectively. This model has been very, very effective lately with a couple of startups, and everybody wants to go to asset-light model. So in certain industries, it's always good to have an asset-light model, and in certain areas, you should avoid. So just because something is good, it doesn't mean it's good for across every single industry, across every single businesses, right? If there will be no hotels, there will be just demand aggregators. We will not have any hotels left. There will be no hotel operators. We won't have. So it's not like if the one business model becomes very, very successful, it means that every single business should adapt that business model. You have to evaluate whether your business model can sustain in an asset-light model. And one of the biggest problem is people is also moving towards asset-less lifestyle. So asset-less lifestyle means like they don't own home, they don't own any car, because car is depreciating asset class and people are avoiding buying a car because they can use Uber or they can use Metro. Now, as long as people are not buying car, that's okay, because there is a less utility of the car. It's good to have that as this is not car is not an asset, it's a liability actually. But it's good to have your own convenient vehicle, or I prefer depending on New York, it has advantages. Here in Dubai, it's not that much advantage. Parking is expensive. It's hard to find the parking. And, New York City also has a hard time finding a parking. So you're better off using Uber. Now, that asset-less lifestyle, which is becoming very, very popular among youngsters, has its drawbacks. Most people are trying to rent, especially youngsters. They are just renting and they are not buying, and they consider that's less liability. And that's true actually. If someone doesn't have real income and they are buying property which they cannot afford, yes, this is a liability for them. Is if their income is 50, 60, 70% goes to their mortgage, or they're paying down their home one way or another, then it's really a liability. It's not a but real estate or home is one of the biggest saving center, or you can call it wealth generator. People used to buy home and in America, and they will pay off their mortgage in 20 to 30 years, 25 to 30 years. And once they retire, they will sell their beautiful home and they will move to a smaller, apartment or something, and they will get a lot of money out of capital gain. And that they can invest in their retirement plan, and they can live in a small flat, or they can move to assisted housing or old people homes, or whatever, combination of all, depending on their stages. It used to be money saving mechanism. Can you confirm if it's still going? I have no idea whether it's still going or I was not able to see anything. Can anybody confirm if it's you guys can? Huh? No voice video? How come that's possible? There is no voice? Can you confirm? Can you hear me? Actually, in this, okay, I think there was a glitch in StreamYard. Okay. Anyway, so I was just explaining to you guys like what is asset-light business model and what asset-less lifestyle has becoming a norm. And the alternative is if you want to you buy a home somewhere, wherever your hometown is, you pay the mortgage, so you're building an asset and you can rent it out somewhere else. So at least you are, and then you take the money which is coming from the rent from one place and you can pay off the another place. You may seem that it's the same thing, it's a little bit more headache, but in long run you are actually building equity. And you need to have assets if you want to get rich, if you want to get wealthy. wealthy people have assets. You don't become wealthy if you don't have assets. So this assetless lifestyle of youngster hippie lifestyle, it also happened in 1970. So don't consider this is something new. Human repeat itself, right? It's every 10th, 14th, 15th, 20th year we do something silly. A human just do the same things over and over. They fight, they do wars. You know, human repeat their cycle of doing something. So I personally don't think it's a good idea to go this assetless lifestyle. There are a few things I learned very late in my life. So the best thing you can do is start buying assets as quickly as possible. Start investing and start buying assets. And again, it depends on your liabilities. If you have too many liabilities, of course you can't buy the asset. Everybody wants to buy the asset, but you just don't have means to meet. But make a aim as soon as you will get some cash flow or cash flow positive. You have some funds. Start buying assets, because assets or hedge against inflation. Assets are your long-term wealth generator, or pre- they preserve your wealth in long run. So you need to have assets. Okay. So that's a good question. Affiliated marketing in real estate. There are some companies who are offering these models, affiliated marketing. I have not tried or tested myself, so I don't have a strong opinion one way or another. But overall, affiliated market is a very pyramid scheme, right? It's very hard to be successful. It's a very time consuming. It works for some people. It doesn't work for everybody. It works, and that's the challenge. It works for some people, and then everybody wants to do it because they think that they can also succeed. But it's in my opinion, it's a very tough place to be successful. But if you can do it, yeah, all. But somebody suggested to me last night also that we should do affiliated marketing for our real estate for because the way we are. But we started a program. It's called independent representative, which people can do it. If somebody knows how to do marketing, they can do work with us, and they can do independent representative, which is and you can check more about on our foreign model. But we haven't implemented any affiliated marketing program. But I was talking to someone. He used to be my colleague at JP Morgan Chase. He used to manage about $10 million marketing a month. He's very, very good in marketing. He said you should look into it. So I will look into it for our own foreign things. But if you know somebody who's doing very well, let me know. Let me see how good the model is, and we can try maybe. That's a good thing. Keep buying $200 per month for rest of 30, 40, 50 years. Just keep buying. If you can buy weekly basis, $50 is even better. Okay, so instead of waiting for a whole month, you can just buy every Friday. Buy on a Friday evening. Okay, 3 p.m., 2 p.m. Very rare Friday evening the market is up. So just make it a habit on buying on a Friday evening or afternoon, like around our end of the day closing or whatever the time. So keep buying, and it's a very good strategy. Just buy for 30 years, and you will see you will you will be very happy. Stock market in America is in a trouble, and it's going to be in trouble. I made another video which we will release by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so we will release by Friday. In terms of housing and where the overall market is, you have to understand the money supply. You have to understand interest rate. You have to understand a couple of things to know that where the market is. And stock market will be in trouble for the next 6 months at least until December. We might see some relief by December, but until then, it's gonna grind. So today is less questions. We will close by another 10 minutes if there is not many questions. If you guys have any question, you can ask. Um, so the question is whether you should buy plots. Here's the problem. I don't know what percentage of these societies are illegitimate and fraud and not never going to have complete or quality of their ownership, and whether you're going to ever get handover or what will be the appreciation. So if you can do the due diligence, it's always good to buy, and because once the area will be developed, you will be able to make more money out of it. um, I know someone, Majid Bhai, he used to come and I used to give, we used to do session together. If you ever need some help, I can introduce you to Majid Bhai. Maybe you can talk to them. He knows. But my biggest concern is whenever you are doing any other country which is not peaceful, or where there is a, I don't know how to say it nicely, so I don't want to say negatively, but you know what I mean. So figure it out. 3D printing is good, but don't buy their stock, okay? 3D printing has been around from 2004. People just keep talking about it's going to take over, and might be it will take over at some point. I think it's still in an early stage. It's like cars, car in 1907 or something, until 1930, but the real kickoff happened after 1960, right? And if you look at 100 years later, people start buying cars in Asia after 100. Some technologies take some time to adopt. I think adoption curve of has been better in last 5 years, but it's a long way to go. What do you mean by spend? US based company spend what, buying their stock? What do you mean by spend? So, asset light and assetless lifestyle, you can watch this one on YouTube. It will be on YouTube. I'm going forward. I will make all this video, but I'm gonna delete on Facebook, um, and I will keep on YouTube. So you can watch all these live sessions on YouTube, and there will be no sessions on Facebook going forward. Well, US is still is one of the best country to earn money and lifestyle. But don't go to America just to earn money. Go to America to lifestyle, to observe, to open up your mind, to learn more. And if you have good skill set, yes, you can still make a lot of money in America. America is still one of the best places to work. There is a reward for your hard work. So America, as much as I politically or sometimes international affairs, I disagree with America. But America, no doubt, American society has a lot to offer. You can learn a lot of things. Americans are very good doing certain things right, uh, especially in business. They are, at the cutting edge of learning human behavior, technology. So yeah, definitely you should go to America if you can. Any business is good, okay? It's not the which business and industry, is location where you are doing a business, how much capital you have, what problem are you trying to solve. Just for the sake of doing 3D business doesn't mean anything. People are doing 3D business in terms of building homes. There are some solving some problems, medical related equipment. So yeah, it depends what you're doing. Yes, you can even invest $5 every Friday for the rest of your life. Nowadays, because there used to be like a $40 cost to buy shares, then it dropped to 15, then 9, then 5, and then Robinhood made it 0. So thanks to the technology, now it's very easy to buy and sell shares. Yes, you can buy $10 QQQ on every Friday afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock, or at the end of the close. And that's good for 20 years, 30 years. Buy for 30 years, minimum investment horizon in stock, you should be 30 years. And after, when you are 50, take out the money from the stock market slowly, but not when there's crashing like last year when it was hyperbolically high. Take it out the money whenever that happens. I might not be at that time in this world, so take it out the money from that stock market, and then invest in real estate. I think for those who are nearby UAE or Saudi Arabia, I don't know about Saudi market, but at one point Singapore was a very good place to buy assets. Malaysia was a very good to buy assets. Then Thailand, Philippines, Turkey now is becoming very good. UAE is good, depending on what you like, how much money you have. Anywhere where there is no currency devaluation is a good place to buy. When you are buying a property, you need to look only three things, okay? You need to look at whether the population is growing at that part of the country or is going down, okay? If the population is growing, your value for the property will always go up. It's just the way it is, right? More people need to stay somewhere, to sleep somewhere, So population has to be growing in that country or city or wherever you are buying. Even in the city, sometimes the country population is growing, but the people are leaving the city. So you need to make sure population is growing, okay? Second thing, you need to know there is a safety of your assets. People are not taking over the properties, just like in India and Pakistan, Gundagardi and all those kind of things. So you need to avoid those places where there is takeover and manipulation and fraud and all those kind of things. So you need to take that thing into consideration, like safety of your property and assets. That's very, very important. And then the last thing is how the economical situation or future, the devaluation of the currency, stability of the currency, and all those economical indicators, whether they are good or bad. Because if the economical indicators are good, your likelihood your property will go up is much higher as compared to if the indicators, and some places even you have good indicators now could turn into mess in a couple of years. What happened in this part of the world, in Asia, most countries are going through from a lot of trouble. So that's a tough question. In real estate, there is no place to invest $10, and that's what my plan is, to launch a crypto token which people can buy for even $1, not even 10, $1, and they should be able to invest, even it's a small amount of money. And if you have 12 to, and Dubai makes about 12% rental yield, and which is very good, exceptional. There is no other place on this planet. I mean, Monaco, but Monaco is probably, you need to have at least $5 million to invest those kind of places. But here you can even invest 300,000 US dollar, which is, anyway. So that's one of my biggest plan, to democratize real estate investment. That's what my focus is for next 20 years, 30 years. How long I live in this planet, that's my task, that I want to democratize. Poor people, like here, so many taxi drivers and other people have no opportunity to invest in real estate, even though people can make ton of money. And the problem is they don't have enough funds. There is no means, and that's what I want to change. And that's what my target is. That's why I'm working so hard. I mean, you see, I work midnights. It takes a little bit time, so I will set it up something. But there is nothing which I know of. I wish somebody else do it. You know. So here is it's a very good question. How much you should invest? So here is the simple formula. If you save 8,000, that means you are saving 80% of your earning, and that's absolutely fantastic if you can do it. So whatever the money you have, if you are under 30, take that money and invest 60% in stock market, QQQ or something. Stock market is in trouble. So you can wait for a while, you can save the funds and you can buy those. Okay. Now you left with 40%. Now 40% out of that, you can spend 5% in a gold or some asset which is instant cash, but it's a hedge against the inflation. You can buy 5% gold. Okay, your funds every month buy 5% of gold. Now that's your emergency fund. In case you ever need to withdraw the money, don't withdraw the money from the stock market. Take that gold and sell it, and you will preserve the worth of your earning, right? Whatever the saving you have, it won't disappear, because currency is disappearing, right? The dollar the dollar strength against other currencies is highest as ever been, except two currencies, which is a Swiss and franc and Russian ruble. But every other currency, US dollar is strongest. On the other hand, rupee is devaluing. So US dollar also devaluing against gold and every other asset class. So that's 5%. So that's your distribution. If you are under 30, your distribution should be 60% there, 5% for emergency in gold, and then you are left with around 30 or 5%, right? So in 35%, 5%, if you can try with the all these alternative investments, whether it's crypto, whether it's something else, you should always take 30% and start investing in safe haven assets, right? So safe haven assets are assets which is against the inflation. Real estate is one of the best asset class, and plus you can have a cash flow. Why I like real estate? I think 30 to 40% your assets should go to the real estate, because you can create cash flow, and cash flow is king. You can buy more assets, you can invest in real estate, stock market, you can do a lot more things. Buy real estate at least 30% if you have that kind of money. So digital assets are good, but digital asset, anybody can copy your digital asset. There used to be Alta Vista search engine, and Yahoo came, and Yahoo killed Alta Vista. Then Google came, and Google killed Yahoo. Now there is u.com, there is a couple of other search engine. Nobody was able to kill Yahoo yet, but it's just a matter of time before somebody else comes along the way and kill the Google. Okay, all companies, Kodak, even after 70, 80 years, gone, dustbin. So problem with the digital asset is it's easily copyable. It's not non-fungible. There are some non-fungible and NFTs, but they are worthless. Okay, unless there is a rare proper utility behind it, it's worthless. So I prefer real estate because it's non-fungible. This part of the land, nobody can replicate it. This is only exists here. So yeah, you can go vertical, but you cannot replicate the land. So there is a limited land. There's a lot of people, 8 billion, it's going to be 10 billion. So more people need space to do business, to live, to do work. So you are always better off having a real estate. But real estate is not going to make you billionaire like overnight. It's not a fastest growing asset class. So what you can do is maybe buy, if you want to buy, digital asset, buy with the 10%, 20%, but 80% buy with the real estate. It's my choice. Is this the way I will configure my portfolio? But if you are comfortable taking the risk, then if there's small amount of money and you are still young and you can. I'm not young. Okay, I'm not 20-year-old. I cannot go back and start working on McDonald's. Okay, that's not I can do. So my body doesn't support that kind of 18, 19 hours on working on a hard job. So I cannot lose the money. So I have to invest in a safe haven, safe assets. I cannot take risk. So, but it's not always mutually exclusive that either you can invest in real estate or you can invest in digital assets. That's the problem with the Asia. Asian people born in Asia, they always think, black and white. Either you are there or yes or no. There is nothing in between. Either they are enemy or friend. There is nothing in between, neutral. So learn to differentiate between this, compartmentalize the money, and create ratios and percentage and divisions, and spend small amount of money on risky places and invest more where there is a safety of assets. Nobody can predict what could be the best from 20 years from now, okay, in grand scheme of things. But if you have to invest in one place and you can really for 20 years not touch, I will invest in QQQ and invest it and forget it. 20 years from now, America still will be relevant. These all stock market will still be relevant. You will be okay. Even though it will crash, maybe 5, 10 years, it doesn't recover, something happens, you will be still better off. If that's the only money you have and you put it in somewhere and forget it, I will buy QQQ and forget about it, for the next 20 years. That's good to hear, but there is property. The minimum property in Dubai is around 400,000. Okay, even I think in certain areas, Sharjah, you can buy around 350,000. That means even if you take 50% loan, it still has to be 150,000 dirham. Okay, there's nothing you can buy a certain thing on an off plan where you pay 20% down payment or 5% or 10% down payment, and then you have to pay on a weekly basis or monthly basis and in an installment. Now, I don't suggest you buy on if you don't have enough funds, don't buy. Okay, you should buy only when you have fair amount of money, because if the market get tough and you don't have money, you're going to lose your money. You are better off buying gold and then convert into real estate. But if you have some funds, I will be more than happy to assist you, help you. We have some people from in staff from Pakistan. He's a very nice gentleman. He knows property very well from last 12 years. If you go to LinkedIn, you can see his name, Israr Khan. He's one of nicest guy. He's really understand market. He can make a right decision for you. You can talk to him. He will help you out. I can introduce you to him. So he can help you, if you want to really get some idea. Forget about dividend stocks, okay? Reinvest. Don't ever buy a single stock. Write it down somewhere in your life. No matter how good you are in stock picking, eventually you're gonna fail. Eventually, unless you pick whether it's Microsoft, Google, or Apple, even these companies. I mean, look at certain companies. Kodak, it was top of the game, and then now it's nowhere to be found, right? Look at GE, General Electric, was the largest company on the S&P 500. Just look at 20 years ago, which was the best company. If you buy the single stock, then you have to make the choices. Forget about dividend stock and dividend ETF. You are better off buying QQQ, which has about annualized return about 27.5% or something, and is far better than dividend. And they QQQ also pay dividend, so you can reinvest the dividend. Okay, and you want to simplify your life. Okay, if you can learn one thing from me, learn how to simplify your life. Simplify life is the best life. You don't have to do this gymnastic or financial gymnastic. Okay, you just need to pick a small things, stay the focus. It's discipline and simplification which makes you money, not jumping the hoops, trying to do this and that and 5 million things. That's not how you become rich. You become rich by simplifying your life. Do the small things, just do it with the discipline for a very long period of time, and that's the key to success. Everything else is going to fail. Okay, trust me on this one. I have spent a lot of time trying to get rich quick. So please give it up. You're welcome. It's a good concept. Again, it takes a lot of effort. It's a chicken and egg problem, right? You need to have asset before the buyer shows up, and you have to have buyers before the seller shows up. Marketplaces are very hard to run. It's not easy, and the biggest cost is the marketing cost. How you market, how you make people aware. But if you have something where there is a missing component in a market, then yes, if there is a need and you can build something, then that will be great. So go ahead if you can really facilitate something which is missing in the market. But if it's market already crowded and you're trying to do something, then it's going to take a lot of effort. So without knowing anything, I cannot say yes and no, but it's a difficult thing to do. Well, there are dividend stocks, but you are better off buying a dividend fund, which is ETF, which pays monthly basis. But then you are not going to make a lot of money because dividend, trust me, I made that a QQQ chart I published, right? On that. Trust me on this one, because hedge fund, and NASDAQ 100, they pick the best companies automatically. You don't have to do. They are professionals. Right? You cannot be a surgeon. No matter how many books you read, you cannot be a surgeon. Surgeon go through from 4 years education, 5 years training, 2 years fellowship. You cannot be a surgeon. Just like you cannot be a good hedge fund manager. Yes, you can pick maybe randomly one or two. You can get lucky, but let the professional to do the job, right? That's the problem with Asia. Everybody wants to be everything. Everybody is doctor. If you're not feeling well, your dad can tell you 5 things you should eat before you what medicine you should take. You go to the medical store, they can give you 50 things what you should be taking. So that's the problem with our we are master of none and jack of all, right? We are jack of everything but master of none. So trust me, let the other people, you make a very simplified portfolio. Just buy QQQ, buy when it's dawn, buy more, save the money. The best thing you can do, buy QQQ when it's very dawn. If when there is a blood in the market, just keep buying. And when it's less blood in the market, just slow down a little bit. That's it. So going forward, we will not delete these sessions. It will be available on YouTube, and you can subscribe the YouTube channel and you can watch there. But Facebook, we will delete it because otherwise, there is a lot of garbage here. Stay away from both. I'm trying to see if I missed anything from the top because when there was some time disconnect. Okay, I guess it's about 40 minutes live. And let's take last 1 or 2 questions and then we close. Another thing I want to mention, if you watch anything on YouTube, please post what you learn, because that's the only reason I got to know Khizar, because he's more interactive, and now Yunus always posts something. So get to know you guys. I get to know like what you guys are doing, all those kind of things. So please post your comments and let me know like what did you learn, what do you want to learn. You can leverage money. You can do leverage. Leverage is a very slippery slope. You have to be very, very careful. Don't start using leverage in the beginning. First, you need to develop a system, buy properties, sell them, make a little bit of money, go through the whole process over and over, at least 3 times. Okay. Get it done with, you buy property on a very good price in Dubai, you can sell it in 97 days. So whole cycle takes about 4 months from buying to selling, 4 months. In some cases, it could be even faster, but 4 months you can complete a cycle. So in a 1 year, you can complete at least 3 cycles, at least. Prove that your judgment is good. Prove that you know how to sell, you know how to buy, create a connection with the people, property consultants, or whatever, whoever that person is, you can trust. Complete the process, write it down, learn how much you made, what you could have done better. Create first history, then leverage. Don't leverage day one, because 90% people fail because they want to get rich quick. They want to leverage day one. Don't do this. Start small, figure it out. You still have a lot of life left. You still have a lot of life to become rich and wealthy. And so do it slow, learn, master it. Then once you have a system, see, always look at McDonald's, right? McDonald's can hire really idiots and still can make the burger very good burger, right? Because they put everything in a system. Like you have to have that level of heat for that many minutes. There is no way they can do more than that, because they made in a system. They baked into the system everything. So the same thing you need to do. You need to create a system where you bake every rule inside the system and then follow the system. And then instead of using your cash, you can use leverage, whether bank's money or someone else, your family members' money, friends' money, fund, whatever you want to do. But never ever leverage the day one. It's okay if you don't want to post. It's not important to post, but unless you say something, how would you know? Sometimes you don't have a clarity of your mind. So if you say something, then it means at least you are learning something. Anyway, whatever is works for you, that's not important. Yeah, that's good, but you have to subtract the inflation rate in 14 months, right? Check how much was the US dollar 14 months ago and how much is the US dollar today, and then subtract that one, and then see what you really earn. So know the difference between earned amount and real earned. Real income versus just the nominal income, right? The numeric value. You need to understand what the worth of the earning is. I'm not a great fan of building digital asset on top of some platform. If Amazon kick you out, you have nothing. Apple kick you out, you have nothing. And these companies are ruthless, and sometimes their rules are stupid, and you might not even have done anything wrong, and they can just kick you out of their platform, and you lose everything. It's it's good on a side hustle for a few months, but don't build anything on top of one just platform. You have to build your own brand. You have to bring, maybe you can do Shopify or WooCommerce or whatever. You can use Amazon as a supplement, as a support system, but I am not Again, this is again my preference. People are doing a lot of things. I don't do everything. I think it's easier to create money if you have a system. And it's better to have a system which has less dependencies, right? If you have a lot of dependencies, and especially dependencies of these monster companies, Amazon, Apple, Google, Facebook, they can do a lot of damage very quickly without any reason. So stay away from these companies. I personally am not a great fan of it. Yes, Khizar, we need to do a lot of things. I just don't have enough time. I'm trying my best every day to take it out half an hour, 1 hour. I used to do it in the middle of the night, and I thought like, okay, I'm normally tired, and sometimes I say certain things, and when I listen next day, I think I could have said differently or better. So I try to do today early a little bit. So yes, system needs to be developed, and we I need to develop first my system of becoming regular on YouTube and creating a our system of and then I can tell all you guys how to build other systems. No, but I agree 100%. We need to teach people how to build systems. Can last for a very long time. See, I always says Pakistani builds state driven company, not system driven companies. That's why I have given this example over and over. There used to be one sporting goods making company in Salcott. When the owner died, that company gone in bankruptcy. The reason it bankrupted because it was driven by the state but not the system. So some people are very smart. They can maneuver a lot of things, but they have not done um, system development. And in our culture, it's very hard to do system development because everybody wants to be state, not system. And they want to be, macho man. In America, they say macho man, like a king, right? So, yes, I see a lot of lack of systems in our society. I will do someday. Yes, you can use system platforms like Amazon and others for as a your one channel, but it should not be 100% dependency on a one single channel. Yes, whenever I read your comments earlier also on this, you know, the problem is there is no financial education in our society, and it has a huge drawback. People don't understand. There is no financial planning. There is no wealth management. People have no idea what wealth management is, what financial planning is, what budgeting is. Everything we have cliche and stupid sayings and a lot of emotional garbage, and but that's the problem with Asia and Africa. That's the one reason these two places are still struggling. Yes, that's a good income, and you can grow, you can scale it, right? So you can scale it up. And I know one guy in Karachi when I was in IBA. I went to IBA, so I met this guy. This guy has a form of sheeps, right? And the sheeps which has a very long ear. And this guy is making ton of money because they are somehow very popular among certain people who keep them as a pet or something. I don't know about these things, but yes, you can scale any business. You just need to develop a system. Okay, just develop the system and then scale it, right? So you make it big. You're welcome. Thank you so much. If we have a decent conversation, if we really talk about wealth management, startups, business, we do real, genuine conversation, which is beneficial to you, beneficial to me. Sometimes when I try to share certain ideas, it also reminds me, it helps me to concentrate, focus. you know One day I'm not going to be in this world, so if I can share whatever I learned over the period of time, it will help you, the knowledge will move on and go on. And this is something important for me, that we don't kill the knowledge we gain. But I don't have time to write the book, so sometimes I try to share. So that's why I want to say, even if it's a small audience, but if it's a mindful audience which is really ethical and they want to talk about certain good things, long-term business term planning, long-term planning of financial planning, long-term wealth management, that is great. When people come who wants to get rich quick with no money, then that's why I changed our language. Very hard thing. Ethics and morality is very subjective. So, and plus, it has fusion of many belief systems, culture. It's a very tough topic to teach, but you should start listening on other people first. I will do someday. I don't have an idea. You should ask Ali. Remember one day Ali was here, I was talking to Ali, and you guys can find that. I don't know if I deleted that video. Uh, so if next time Ali is online, I will bring him to the conversation. You can talk to him. Ali knows a lot more because I don't buy anything from Pakistan, so I have no idea. Thank you, Muhammad Yunus, and thank you everyone for joining. I think I will end here. It's almost a 1 hour. See, 1 hour goes so fast. I don't even feel like it's been an hour. Life is so short. One day we're gonna feel that life passed by so fast. Anyway, thank you so much for showing up. If you want to watch anything, watch on YouTube. All the videos are there, and share your understanding. Muhammad Yunus is doing a lot of. Oh, here is Ali. um, let's not talk about talk about these things. I am not expert in this area, Pakistan. So let's talk about UAE or America. Thank you, Ali. Ali was here. So this is the gentleman, Ali Butt. He has, I think, some channel, or TikTok or something. So follow him, ask him about crypto. He's a decent guy, but don't listen everything what he says. Okay, do your own due diligence. He's a nice guy, but nice guys could be wrong. Okay, so you have to make your own decisions and never invest more than 1 to 5% in crypto ever. I don't care how good this project is, and learn to do your due diligence. He's a nice guy, but nice guys could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. That's why I say don't always listen just me. Listen to Ray Dalio. Listen to you know other people, whoever I recommended. It's going to come down even more. It will come to 260 or 250 range, I think. So you can wait for a while if you want to up on a bargain price. Good to know. Yeah, so learn more. Trust me, there is a lot of wealth in this world. Just learn more. Thank you so much. So this is a very long topic. It's a good model. There are multiple models, right? You can adopt. All model depends on one thing: is accurate data. If you don't have accurate data, you don't have a good model. So start, and unbiased. If you look at, one of the biggest problem I see in Asian society, people are so biased because of their faith, their religious beliefs, there are a lot of social constructs. So any model, listen to Ray Dalio on this. I think he has done a tremendous job in terms of coming up with this, ideas. So I will do someday a session, but it's a 1 hour full session, how to collect the data, how to take out the noise, what it should be, how do you manage these things, what actionable means, what actionable information you can drive from these things. It's a huge topic. So not towards the end of the conversation. We are already 55 minutes into this call. Both, is digital marketers are very hard to find. So if you are a digital marketer, you can make money. If you are a research analyst, you can make money. Is being the best in the world makes money. It doesn't matter what job you are doing. Yes, certain jobs pays more than the other, but being very good at something is very important. Okay, so whatever you want to do, just become the best in that field, and then you will have plenty of money. Thank you, Ali. Thank you. All right. Have a wonderful time. Have a good night. And I will speak to you guys some other time. We will try to do daily or at least 3 times a week. So this will not be available on the Facebook, but you can watch on YouTube. Okay. And that's the one reason. Another reason I'm saying, if you comment, maybe other people can also get and discover because of the relationship. Because there is like 196, I think I deleted 6, 7 of them. So there is like a 96 video still available. I'm keep deleting every day, one video at a time. Okay. So before I delete all of them, watch them as much as you can, because it's useless to have the videos and nobody watches it. So I rather delete them. So and if you are in a Dubai, if you are my 100 apprentice or long-term fan group person, you are always welcome to meet, regardless who you are, where you are from, what do you do. My availability is always there for you guys. You can always come meet me in the evening. I'm normally available around 6 till 11 o'clock. After hours, after the business is done, I'm always available. For those people who are real, good people, the people who are just show off and just show up from out of no blue, for them, of course, I don't want to meet them. But those who are long-term fan, they are always welcome to come. And Saturday is a better day for me, and Sunday. But just let me know and just show up, and we will meet. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.